is it so difficult for people to even, for leaders specifically, to consider practicing the Sabbath? For many people that we talk to, it almost seems like an impossibility to do this.
Well, and it's interesting because I think as we've been in it now since 2003, I think in the last couple of years, it's become clear as we brought this around the country and the world, because I would observe that we would do a Sabbath at pastors and leaders conferences. It was almost like a power and principality got confronted, and it was so powerful. I remember we would talk about what is it about Sabbath that it's like people just get like delivered. And Walter Brueggemann wrote a book on that very theme, and it all just came together for me on how in the Deuteronomy command, when God says, he invites us to Sabbath, and then he says, you're no longer slaves in Egypt. And he bases it on the fact that they were slaves for 400 years under Pharaoh, but now you've been set free. And free people, as you like to say, can rest. And you got to imagine, people don't, it's so difficult because for 400 years, their entire identity was in what they did, was in work. Our whole culture is built on what do you do, is work. So it's in our bones. Jesus in your heart, grandpa's in your bones, Pharaoh's in our bones. And so when we talk about we have been set free from the evil one. And Pharaoh was considered a god in ancient times. And behind Pharaoh were demonic powers keeping the people of God enslaved. In the same way, there are demonic powers and principalities that want to keep us enslaved, especially leaders. How are we going to set other people free if we're not free? And so Sabbath is a declaration that I'm a free man, I'm a free woman, and I belong to God. My identity is not in the size of my church. My identity is not in what people think of me. My identity is not in my work, although I love work and work is good. My identity is in the living God who loves me apart from my performance. So there is something, as we engage in Sabbath, we tap into, I think, powers and principalities. We tap into significant shadows. I think that's why I think it's such a large discipleship issue, and it takes a while to figure it out. But if we can get it right, that it's not legalism and it's not licentiousness where it's irrelevant, but it's a spiritual formation practice, and we can help people get that, it is so freeing and liberating.